Hello, everyone, and welcome to another community call. This one is in September. We're covering the months of August. It's great to talk to you again, as always, and thank you for joining this community call. There's a lot to cover today. Obviously, there's a lot of new news that have come out in the past month, so we'll be happy to run you through those later today. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always type them in the comments section, or you can put them into Discord, and we'll happily answer those questions as we go through the call and at the end as well. So let's get started while we're here. So the first one we want to cover is the big news from the last week, or the last month, which is a new product launch for AI inference hosting. And I want to give you some background about why we're doing this and the story behind it and what's going through our mind at the time. Essentially, to start with, our purpose is really to provide Web3 infrastructure. Now, we started as a data indexer, and we support, of course, over 200 different networks as a data indexer. And that's one of the things we do. But of course, we also provide infrastructure being indexes and data sets, RPCs as well. But we also provide, and we are planning to provide, AI inference infrastructure. Now, the purpose, of course, behind this all is to provide any infrastructure for any developer of any application to provide and allow them to build applications of the future. We believe that the future requires us to build decentralized applications and to run those on decentralized networks. And we think that centralized services hold a threat to that. So as a reminder, we do support fast and flexible data indexing over 210 different networks. We also provide RPCs for leading public blockchains, and we are building and releasing decentralized AI models. I will skip through these slides because I guess we've talked about this, right? The SubQuery index, of course, our history is multi-chain, and that's something our customers love to see. We get a lot of customers specifically asking for the multi-chain aspect. Multi-chain is a new thing in Web3. It's an exciting place, and a lot of teams that are building applications these days on blockchain are building across many different chains. So our ability to support a large number of chains and to also combine data from different chains into one project is something that our customers love and they ask us for all the time. Of course, we're also 3.9 times faster than the graph, and we have more features. So when teams look at us and compare us to the graph, they have a pretty simple decision to make around: do they want faster performance? Do they want more features? Do they want multi-chain indexing? And that means that we are now powering thousands of applications for our customers. We track over 10,000 GitHub repositories that are using SubQuery around the world. And of course, there are so many different teams using us in different places. Unfortunately, with open source software, sometimes we get teams that are using us and we don't know about them. But that's the way that we build open source software. We don't just, of course, index data into a GraphQL API. We also work with other formats like Metabase and CSV exports to allow you to then ingest that information into other BI tools or other platforms out there. So we connect our customers with their blockchain data. Of course, we also provide decentralized RPCs, fast and decentralized, reliable RPCs for your favorite networks. And RPCs are powered by a network of individual node operators, so not just one RPC service. And your requests are proxy through our network and reach the nearest RPC, which is a combination of best performance, lowest latency, and lowest cost. So it's faster, cheaper, and more reliable than centralized RPCs. And we have both free and paid plans available as well. So if you need an RPC, a public RPC for your new project, you can head to our website and you can go to the RPC page and you can get your own public endpoint or upgrade for your own API key as well. And finally, we're launching AI inference. This is a big new feature that we're launching this week or last month. It's a decentralized platform to host your AI inference workloads and to build applications that use AI on top of them. Now, the problem with AI these days is it's an example of what's wrong with the internet. It's an example of what's wrong with Web 2. Now, AI companies out there are two big AI companies in the world. There are Google and there's OpenAI, and they kind of have most of the market share. Now, I'm not sure you guys are using AI like I am. You might ask it questions. You might ask it to help you write something. You might ask it to help draft or understand something. Even you might ask it to help you create an itinerary when you're on holiday. The problem is all those prompts that you're sending the AI model, they are going to a centralized service. They're going to a big internet company, and that internet company is using those, is holding those models and is holding those prompts and using them to train their own models. They're not sharing them with the community, and they have a lot of sensitive data on you. And we think that's bad. We think that's a terrible threat to the stability and the security of the internet. And especially as AI becomes bigger and more commonplace around the world, we think this is going to cause a big issue. So that's what we're doing, is we're building a AI inference hosting platform, and you'll be able to run production AI workloads on a decentralized infrastructure network. You'll be able to allow custom trained models as well. We'll be working on that soon, as well as integrate those models with RAGs and function outputs, so you can access data, for example. And they'll be running on our node operator network, our decentralized network, providing a better option and a better alternative to centralized hosting. Now, why don't I give you a quick demo of some of these things? It's always fun to give a demo. I'll use our brand new website. Let me just share my screen. And we can go check out the, if you want an RPC, for example, you can see a bunch of RPCs here that you can access. So for example, if I want access to an Ethereum archive, I can make a request to this endpoint and start getting requests through. But if I want AI, we have a demo up today, and this AI tool allows me to have a conversation with an AI agent that's running on a network. I'm going to talk to the Llama model, which is a very successful and popular open source model. Oh, it seems like I'm having issues with my internet here. But you'll be able to select a node operator and ask a question. But unfortunately, I think my internet is having issues when I'm running both the community call and this AI model at the same time. So that's AI inference. You can try it yourself. I'll make sure the teams are looking at it now. But you can run it. And the idea here is that developers can think big. They can run decentralized hosting for their infrastructure, for their AI, for their RPCs, and for their data indexes on the SubQuery network. They're not limited to use centralized service. They don't have to go with AWS or Google or OpenAI. They can think bigger with decentralized hosting for a better alternative. And the result here is that they can publish your project in seconds. They have a decentralized network of nodes behind the scenes that will run these production services. Those nodes will be paid by and rewarded in SQT, and you can query these nodes seamlessly through the gateway to make it very easy to access these nodes and to access the services that are running on top of them. The final result, of course, is that your apps are decentralized, they're faster, and they're unstoppable. No one can take them down. No one can stop what you're doing. And you have reliable, fast, production-ready hosting. Now, there's a great question here on the comments already. How does a new distributed AI feature enhance data indexing and querying in the SubQuery network? That's a great question, 5kg. Essentially, we're going to be integrating tightly the AI feature into our own indexer. So the idea is that rather than having to write the indexer and understand deeply how the contracts work, you might be able to ask it, for example, can you help me index data around this DEX, for example, or can you help me index data related to my account? And it will be able to go off and create that project for you. It will also be able to help you understand the data. So at the moment, the data goes into a big database, and you can then query that. But if you're not technical and you don't understand how to query data in a database, you can write plain text questions like, hey, what is the average trading amount that I traded the last 30 days? Or can you tell me the number of transactions that I've made in the last 7 days? Or maybe can you help me plot a graph of the transaction volume over time? These are questions you'll be able to ask the AI, and that AI will in turn be able to integrate with our data indexer to be able to get you the real numbers and the real data and the real results to answer your questions. So it'll be a tight integration between the AI and with the indexer and the query service on the SubQuery SDK. Lara has also got another great question. Can you explain how the AI is distributed across nodes in the network? That's a great question. So the same way that we distribute requests across the network. So for example, let's say there are 5 indexes or five node operators running a RPC endpoint, and they're also running um, an AI agent. What we do is when your request hits our gateway, we intelligently pick the best node operator of who to send that request to. And that is a combination of latency, of performance, and of costs. Now, the aim here is that we're not sending all of the requests to one person. We are distributing them more across the network. And what that means is that no one person, for AI, for example, will be able to have a complete view of all the questions you've ever asked of your time. They'll be anonymized, they will be distributed generally, and it means that no one index or node operator can have a full picture of everything that's been asked of that node operator on the network. It's better security and it's much better privacy because no one person has a complete view of everything that's been asked across the network to AI agents. Okay? So it means performance, reliability, speed, but also better privacy and better security. That's one question from Dara. Your support for multiple blockchains and flexible integration options is impressive. Thank you very much. We do a lot of work on this. For example, if we look at the supported networks, it's quite large right now. There's over 210 supported networks and growing. We're getting almost 100 EVM chains and quite a few in Cosmos and Polkadot, as well as Stellar, Near, and Algorand as well. We're adding a lot of new networks. One of the common questions that we get asked all the time is, can I add indexing support for my new testnet? A lot of teams are building testnets, and they want to ask us, hey, do you support our testnet? Will you support our testnet? Now, we support any network within these families. So if you're building a testnet or a layer 2 EVM chain, we automatically support it. And there's a guide on our website of how to add support. If you don't understand, you can ask us and we can help you. But essentially, we can automatically add indexing support for any layer 2, any EVM chain, any Polkadot chain, any Cosmos zone without having to do changes on our end. You can do it yourself, and you can do it quietly yourself on your testnet while you test and deploy and build stuff in stealth. Coffee so bad, when can I use decentralized AI? Well, there's actually a roadmap. I don't know if I have in the slides here. Maybe I do. A roadmap. Oh, no, I do have a roadmap. We'll get to that soon. We'll come back to that question. And let's kind of continue on these slides. So one thing you'll notice, of course, is the new look. I hope you guys like it. We rebranded and changed our branding look. We've changed our logo. We've changed our fonts. We've changed our color scheme. And the big one, of course, is the new flower motif, the flower analogy. And this is something that we quite like. And let me explain how it works. So a good example is looking at these slides back here. If you visualize SubQuery, our goal is we build the underlying infrastructure. We build the roots of the flower. We connect all these node operators. We connect all these infrastructure providers, and we build these strong roots that provide production information, production data, production access. We support all these different applications, and all these applications being built on top of the network, on top of our roots, is the flowers, these beautiful, diverse applications on different networks across different industries. All of these unique different applications are being built on top of our network. So the reason why we're going for the flower analogy is around this, is that we provide the core support, the roots, to help grow and flourish these diverse different flowers of applications, of use cases, of solutions in Web3. That's the new visualization. That's the new brand, and we're very happy about it. It's quite different looking. It's quite colorful. It's bold, and it kind of stands apart from a lot of other people and other teams in the ecosystem. So one question, roadmap, when can I use decentralized AI? Well, there is a demo on our website right now that you can go play with, and you can have a conversation with an AI agent that's running on our testnet. Soon, though, we'll be supporting allowing that on our mainnet. We're working on the final touches to our node operator services to allow our mainnet node operators to be able to run these projects on the mainnet. And then we'll be working on other things next quarter. So like sustainable pricing, where you can accurately price AI inference workloads, better developer tools, supporting decentralized RAGs, and then, of course, dynamic AI agents, which is the integration of the AI into the SubQuery index SDK to allow you to get the information what I just talked about earlier in the day. All right, let's talk about, of course, I mentioned with 210 supported networks and growing, it's always increasing. And if you want us to support your new network, let us know. But now I'm going to hand over to, actually, I'll finish these last two slides, sorry. Sorry. The new networks that we spotted last month, there are 4 major ones we supported. One was Open Fabric, which is a new EVM chain out there. Corium as well, Viction, and Luxo. These are a bunch of new networks that came and talked to us, and we've added support for them. There's a bunch of other ones as well that we haven't announced. But also, we had a big new customer announcement in the last month for Diamond Swap. Diamond Swap had a fantastic quote about us. We have seen the capabilities of SubQuery, and we would like to explore further. We're currently indexing farms and their NFT collections, and we're in the process of converting our DEX analytics from the graph to SubQuery. This is a great example of a team that previously used the graph, didn't find it fast enough or good enough, and has been migrating across to SubQuery to take advantage of our better speed, a better feature set, a better reliability, and of course the new network. So it's a great quote from Diamond Swap. Some updates from the last network. Every week we provide these metrics. We're still getting a large percentage of rewards for node operators, 61% APY, and still a 16% APY for delegators. The main question is the total delegation amount is still increasing. It's almost 156 million SQT, and the total amount staked is 182 million. So we're quite happy with that at the moment. We paid out a lot of rewards over time, almost 11 million SQT, and that will continue on. So if you want 16% APY, the SubQuery network is a great place to be a delegator. It's very easy to become a delegator. You can, of course, participate very quickly. Now I'm going to introduce Nick to cover over some of the community stuff. Nick, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, James. Hey, everyone. So my name is Nicholas. I've been with SubQuery for slightly over a year right now. And previously, I've been helping out with the content and marketing side. And right now, I'm also helping with the community side of things, beginning from this month. So without further ado, let's begin with the SubQuery members of the week for the month of August. The first member of the week is LinkX. Congratulations. LinkX, I believe, is one of the old hits in SubQuery. He's been with SubQuery for a very long time, a couple of years, if not mistaken. So he has been very helpful for the last few years, and we would like to thank him for all his help. Moving on, the second member of the week for last month is Relax. So Relax is a relatively new member. He's only been with us this year, but he's been pretty helpful in Discord and is always helping to bring positive vibes to the community. Thank you for that. Finally, Nadim. Nadim is the newest member to win this Member of the Week award last month. He has only been with our community for 5 months, and although he's relatively new, he's been really enthusiastic in all of the tasks that we give him and very active as well. So thank you very much, Nadim. Keep this up. Let's move on to the next slide. Yes, so beginning from this month, we will be initiating a new special member of the month sort of award for, it can be won by any of you. And the reward is quite substantial. It's $100 worth of SQT tokens. All you have to do is participate in the variety of tasks to qualify for this award. So it can be tasks such as creating content, blog content, video content, or even social media posts like threads, or even tech contribution. But trust me, it's not that difficult, and if you only have a few tasks, so please contribute and participate if you can. And the team will select a winner based on the quality of work for the task. So it's not really about how many you do, quantity, we don't care about that. We just want quality, that something that stands out. And we will announce the winner by the end of this month. Moving on. For September's new ambassadors, we have 2 new ambassadors. First ambassador, Arafat, has been very active since joining the community, creating a lot of interesting, funny memes, giving laughter to everyone on Discord, and he's also one of the top 25 participant on Zeely. So thank you for all your hard work, and let's keep the momentum going. Nadim, again, as mentioned before, Nadim has been very active in the community, and his work is also impressive, and we are very thankful, Nadim, for all your hard work, and let's keep this up. And that's all from my side. But before that, we will also like to announce that the ambassador program will continue until the end of September, and we will roll out a new program next month, and we will announce that by the end of this month. Thank you. I'll pass this now to Marta.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, James. I know that many of you joined our AMA session with James. Thank you for tuning in. It was an amazing chat where we've discussed what James also discussed today with you, our new product, inference hosting. And we are very lucky to also have this opportunity to gather some questions from you and answer them. I believe this is still accessible on our YouTube channel, right? Or on Twitter. So if you want, you can rewatch it. But essentially, what James shared today was a brief version of what we've discussed during this call. But thank you guys for coming in to talk with us, and thank you for all your questions. That was amazing. Let's move to another one. Yes, we've been busy some time ago on Web3 Summit in Berlin. James, Boris, and I attended, and it was a great event. We've met with a lot of partners and builders, and it was also an interesting event that gathered a lot of thinkers and influential figures, which actually built internet and a lot of tools, software, or protocols we are using today. And they took a stage to discuss maybe from a little bit more of philosophical point of view than technical, but discuss the state of the current technology and how blockchain is changing the world. It was very interesting, a great place to be. And it was also a perfect moment and opportunity and platform for us to also announce new products. So we had a talk where James and Boris showcased the demo of AI, inference hosting, and also multi-chain indexing. And we were very excited about this opportunity because this is a legendary event which came back after a few years of break, and we were part of it. So that was absolutely great. James, you want to share some of your insights about this one?
Yeah, it was a great, very technical event. So there's a lot of developers and builders there, and a lot of them were our customers who were using us. Not many kind of marketing people, but more developer focus. Some excellent talks, and it was a perfect place to announce our entrance into the AI space, right? Being a very technical place and a lot of good questions. Lovely place and lovely time in Berlin.
Yeah, we were lucky. It was also very sunny, and venue was by the river. So you could enjoy both talks, technology, and some nature and sun. So altogether, great experience. Let's move to another slide. And yes, because we are busy and there are a lot of events that are worth to attend, and we do have so many partners and customers who want to meet, and of course builders. So we are going to Token 2049. This is mid-September, so quite soon. And this is going to be me, James, and Brittany. There's so many events during this week. Of course, the main one is the token itself. But as for EthCC in Brussels, Denver in Denver, this is a week which is Web3 week in that city. There are hundreds of events to choose from. So we are quite busy to find those that we want to attend, to connect with builders, customers. There'll be some of our presence. We do have panel. We will join some panels, and also we have a speech at some of the events. We'll of course inform you where it will be, so you can tune in. And if you are in town, also let us know. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah, it's going to be a very busy week, and so yeah, if you're around in Singapore, let us know, and we're happy to meet at events or anything else. We'll let you know where we're going. But we'll be a lot of different places during that week. It's going to be a busy time.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. That's all from me.
Thanks, Marta. And
Thanks,
I can cover this part. Of course, the delegation program is still running. This is a great time to participate. As I said, there's a 16% APY for delegators right now, and there'll be more challenges coming up soon. So if you haven't already and you're already in the network, make sure you register for the delegation program. At the moment, 7 weeks to go, complete challenges. There's also loot boxes. And at the end, we're going to distribute a huge SQT reward pool to all valid participants. So no KYC is required. It's very straightforward. If you're not participating already, it's a good time to do so. And you can find that if you Google Summer Delegation Frenzy at SubQuery, you'll be able to find the link to that. I can just find it. I send it to you guys here, actually. If we send that in the chat, makes life very easy. Of course, the Zealy sprint tasks. There's the Summer Delegation Frenzy. There's a bunch up there now on Zealy. It's running alongside, and there's been 30 quests launched so far and more added as we go on. So make sure you participate in the Zealy sprint tasks as well. And then, of course, every week we have educational articles. You might find interesting to reading about AI use cases in blockchain. We had a fun time working with some of our partners to write that. And of course, the history and impact of large language models, things that we'll be supporting to our decentralized AI soon. And finally, some mastery series. There's some new articles out this week as well. Tips and tricks for new node operators and how to get started as a node operator on our network. If you're a node operator and you want some help, reach out to our team. We're happy to help you. We've got some better analytics to be able to suggest some changes or suggest some improvements. So if you're a node operator on the network, I suggest reaching out to our team, and we're happy to provide some information about what we think you can do to improve your reward rate and improve your profitability on the network. Of course, the Zealy code word for this call is future of Web3. Future of Web3, all in one word, and it's not case sensitive. You can get it right there on the screen. And then, of course, a Q&A. There's a bunch of questions that have come through. I'm looking forward to answer these. I like this comment here around by making data extraction and organization more efficient, you're enabling developers to focus on creating innovative solutions. And I agree. And I think the next big step that we're going to help. So we've been helping developers build multi-chain applications for some time. That's something a lot of our developers and our customers are using. But I'm looking forward to the next step, which is allowing our customers to develop intelligent applications that have AI baked into it. So for example, imagine a wallet where you can ask the wallet a question about this token that you have in your wallet. It can tell you everything about that token. It can tell you about the market cap, the price, the history, the story behind it. And it can also provide information about how you can maybe be able to convert that or bridge that across to another network, how you might be able to use that token to delegate or stake, questions like that. Those are things that the AI can help and assist with. And those are the things that I mean by intelligent AI applications. And we're going to be helping our customers build those applications with our AI support. Nero has a great question about how is data privacy and security handled with the new AI functionality? Great question. So we are going to be running the AI models through a gateway, an open source gateway. And at the gateway, we will be doing as much as we can to reduce the risk of personalized information. So we'll be anonymizing the requests so they seem to be from random people, and they will be distributed to node operators. That means no one node operator has a single view of every request that has been going through the network. They'll be able to see on their subset, and that will help us improve privacy, especially. If no one node operator has access to all of your prompts, then that means there's a lot less risk of privacy breaches. and that security is also baked into that. There are some competitors out there using AI. I won't mention them on the call, but there are some other teams that are also looking at building AI. But what we found is a lot of their competitors are focusing on the training side. Now, there's two sides. There's training and there's inference. Now, training is creating a model and training the model about like how to answer questions. It's very expensive. It requires a lot of compute, a lot of GPUs. And at the end of it, you get a trained model, okay? What we're doing is we're running the trained models. So we're not training the model, we're helping them run those models that have been already trained on our network to be able to answer questions as they come through. So we're not doing any more training, but we're taking an existing trained model and helping answer questions. And so a lot of our competition is focusing on training. We're focusing on production inference. I have a question. I got the notification that one of the validators I've delegated to is reducing their commission. However, when I click, I just get taken into my delegation view. It should show in your delegation view that the commission rate is changing. And what you can do and what you may want to consider doing is if you don't like that new commission rate, if you think it's not good, you can click on, there's a button next to it which allows you to redelegate. And you can find and redelegate your tokens from that indexer or from that node operator to a better or a different node operator. And when you redelegate, there is no penalty, there's no lockup period. It waits and gets queued for the end of the period. And as soon as you hit the end of the current era, it swaps it over instantaneously to the new node operator. So zero downtime. Don't undelegate and then redelegate. Always, don't never undelegate and then delegate again. Always redelegate. Based on the current research trends, in what direction do you think future LLMs will develop? I think that open source will play a big part in AI and in LLMs. What we've found in the past few months, Facebook launched a massive or released a massive open source LLM that is almost as good as the leading closed source LLMs. So what we're discovering is that there is no reason to be closed sourced in AI. In fact, many companies are open source and they're doing just as good. And what that means is I think that in the future, we'll see better progress, better ecosystems being built on open source AI. And that's something that we want to help encourage because we think that's very important for the safety of AI in the future and for the community of AI in the future. So that's why we're focusing on open source models. And we're very happy to see that recent trends are showing that those are kind of winning at the moment. I noticed that gradually more and more people are interested in the project. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've seen a lot more interested, especially as we've launched new features and as we add support for new chains out there. The blog articles are normal, not enough for technical specialists. Step-by-step tutorials. We have blog articles, like easy guides. We also have very technical specialist kind of developer documentation on our academy. And you can find that here. It's very straightforward to use. Sorry, my internet's just very slow because, of course, I'm streaming. But the academy is a great place for you to learn about the network and to participate in the network. So if you want technical documentation, the academy is quite good to go to. And there's also, if you're looking at how to build a indexer, there are step-by-step courses to help you learn how to build an indexer. There's also quick start guides to step you through. For example, if I want to build a project that indexes OpenSea NFTs, there's a step-by-step example of how this works in our documentation. Coffee So Brad, if I join Frenzy today, can I gain the points from the previous era? I think you can. I'm not quite sure, but check it out, try it out, and see. You might only get the points from the time that you're in the program. So might as well join as soon as possible, because otherwise you miss out on more rewards. Are there any specific tools or libraries used to train the AI models within SubQuery? we support any open source models. Now, there's a standard model format. I think it's called GGUF, which is a standard like way you save and package up a model, and we will support that. So we're looking at integrating as close as possible with open source patterns, and that means it'll be easy to deploy models in the network. We won't build our own format. We will use industry-leading kind of common community tools out there. And then Layla, the implementation of AI in SubQuery sets a new standard for blockchain data solutions. I agree. Thank you very much for those kind words, Layla. And I think that is the end of our community call. Of course, if you're not already on it, join our Discord. It's very easy to join the invite link. Follow our delegation frenzy. There's some exciting weeks coming up, some new challenges. Follow us on Twitter, and of course, check out our blog. And finally, if you're not already, join as a delegator and sign up to the SubQuery frenzy so you can get on there as fast as possible. Thank you very much for joining, everyone, wherever you are in the world. It's a pleasure talking to you again this month and give you an update on what we've done. Thank you very much, and have a good day wherever you are. It was great to talk to you, and next time we talk, it will be from, I think, around Token 2049 in Singapore. Thanks, guys.